Let me tell you about something that happened on Air Force One, Sunday, January 5th, 2026. 2 days after United States invaded Venezuela and captured Nicolás Maduro. Trump is flying back from Florida. Reporters are there, and they ask, what about other countries? What does Venezuela operation mean for Colombia, for Cuba, for Mexico? And Trump smiles and starts making lists, starts issuing threats. Colombia is very sick, run by sick man who likes making cocaine and selling it to United States. And he's not going to be doing it very long. Reporter asks, will you conduct military operation against Colombia? Trump answers, sounds good to me. Not we hope for diplomatic solution, not military action is last resort. Sounds good to me. Invading Colombia sounds good. This is what I want to talk about. Not just the Venezuela invasion, but what came after, the list, the threats, the casual normalization of invasion as policy tool, as standard option, as normal. Because Venezuela was not just about Venezuela. Venezuela was message, Venezuela was demonstration, Venezuela was warning to everyone else. You are on the list. You could be next. Let me show you the list. The countries, the threats, the pattern, because the pattern reveals everything. First, Colombia, President Gustavo Petro, left-wing leader, condemned Venezuela invasion, defended sovereignty. Trump says, Colombia is very sick. Petro is sick man, likes making cocaine. Not going to be doing it very long. Reporter asks, will you conduct military operation? Trump answers, sounds good to me. Like choosing restaurant, like casual preference. Violence becomes acceptable through casualness, through treating extraordinary action as ordinary choice. Petro responds, I will take up arms if necessary. Colombia will fight, but Trump has moved on. Next country, next threat, next target. Second, Cuba. Cuba is ready to fall, has no income, got all income from Venezuela, from Venezuelan oil, not getting any of it now. Do you see? Invade Venezuela, cut Cuba's oil, watch Cuba collapse. This is coordinated strategy. Economic warfare, regime change through starvation. Secretary of State Marco Rubio adds, if I lived in Havana and was in government, I would be concerned. Senator Lindsey Graham, Cuba's days are numbered. Not vague warning, specific, imminent, inevitable threat. Cuban President Diaz-Canel responds at rally, waves Venezuelan flag, says, for Venezuela, for Cuba, willing to give even our own life, but at heavy cost. Recognition that cost will be heavy, that Cuba knows what is coming. Third, Nicaragua. Senator Rick Scott goes on Fox Business, says this is start of changing Venezuela, then we are going to fix Cuba. Nicaragua will get fixed. Next year we will get new president in Colombia, fix like repairing machine, like correcting error. Countries are not sovereign nations, are broken objects, and we fix. Next year we will get new president in Colombia. Not Colombia will elect. We will choose colonial language, imperial declaration, naked domination. Democracy is coming back to this hemisphere through regime change, through military intervention, through bombs. Fourth, Mexico and Iran. Mexico, drugs pouring through, cartels very strong. We are going to have to do something, classic setup, countries incapable, therefore we must intervene, Iran. If they start killing protesters, they will get hit very hard. We are locked and loaded. Humanitarian concern, masking unilateral power. We decide when violence is unacceptable. We decide when intervention is justified. And our decision is final. Now let me show you what this reveals. First, invasion is now normal policy, not exception, just option. Trump threatens 5 countries in one weekend. This is standard procedure, permanent intimidation. Second, timing matters. Venezuela demonstrates capability. Then threats follow. The invasion makes threats credible. Now when we threaten Cuba, they know we mean it. They know we will. Third, language is casual, sounds good to me. We will fix, days are numbered. This is bureaucratization of violence, making extraordinary seem ordinary. Fourth, Monroe Doctrine, explicitly invoked. Western Hemisphere is American domain. Democracy coming back through bombs. Fifth, fix reveals ideology. Countries are objects. Systems are machines, not sovereign nations. Broken things requiring repair. Engineering language disguising colonialism. 6. Compliance is required. Colombia criticizes. Trump threatens invasion. Message: do not oppose, do not resist. 7th, list keeps growing. Venezuela, Cuba, Nicaragua, Colombia, Mexico, Iran. Who is next? Where does it end? It does not. Any country that opposes gets added. Now the responses. How threatened countries react. Gustavo Petro: I will take up arms if necessary. Do not threaten our sovereignty. You will awaken the jaguar. This is defiance, but also plea. Do not do this. Do not destroy. Trump does not listen. Petro is sick man, not going to be doing it very long. Miguel Diaz-Canel: for Venezuela, for Cuba, willing to give our own life, but at heavy cost. Resolution, but also acknowledgement. Cost will be heavy. Survival is uncertain. Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Mexico, Uruguay, Spain. Joint statement: reject military actions. Dangerous precedent, violation of international law. But Trump does not care. Statement changes nothing. Condemnation has no effect. Because what can they do? What power do they have? None. They have words. But words do not stop bombs. Now the future, where this leads. The list will grow because Venezuela proved it works. Showed international community will accept. Condemn. Yes, but stop. No, Cuba will fall. Nicaragua will be fixed. Colombia might resist but will be crushed. Mexico will cooperate. Iran will be contained. And after this, any country with resources we want, any government we oppose, any leader with independence we reject. The list is mechanism, the threats are warning, the invasions are demonstration, and the message: comply, or you are next. This is governance through selective violence, not invading everyone, just enough examples to maintain fear. What does this mean for sovereignty? For international law? For resistance? If any country can be invaded for any reason, then sovereignty is conditional, is permission, granted by empire and revoked by empire. You have sovereignty when empire permits, you lose it when empire decides, based on compliance, based on submission, based on serving imperial interests. This is naked imperialism, undisguised domination, colonialism without apology. International law becomes joke, because law requires enforcement, but only powerful can enforce. And when powerful violate law, who enforces? No one, because power determines law, because might makes right. Tautology of power, where action proves legitimacy. Balkan. And resistance becomes futile. Petro says he will take up arms. But that means Colombia fighting United States means certain defeat. So realistic option is submission, not because you choose, but because alternative is destruction. This is the choice empire offers. Submit freely or be destroyed. And when you submit, empire calls this your choice, your agency. You were not forced, you chose. That resistance was not worth cost, and your choice confirms empire's benevolence. Welcome to the list. Venezuela was message. Cuba is next. Nicaragua will follow. Colombia might resist but will be example. And everyone else watches, everyone else learns, everyone else understands. The lesson: do not oppose invasion. This is how empire governs, not through constant violence, through demonstrated violence, through selective examples, through making clear this could be you. You are on the list. Maybe not today, but potentially if you oppose, if you resist, if you defy. The list is open. The threats are ongoing, not to everyone, not immediately, but to enough to make clear that anyone could be next. This is governance through fear, control through uncertainty, domination through selective violence, not constant war, but permanent threat. And the demonstration works, makes everyone fear invasion, makes everyone comply, makes everyone submit without being forced. Just anticipating, welcome to the list. Check if your country is on it. Check if your government has opposed. Check if your leader has defied. And if not yet, then you are safe for now, until you oppose, until you join the list. This is the world empire creates, where everyone is potentially next, where everyone must comply, not because they want, but because alternative is unthinkable. The list says, submit or resist, survive or become example. Examples are being made. Venezuela already, Cuba soon, Colombia potentially. The list is long. The future is clear. Welcome to the list. Population, everyone who opposes. Duration, until compliance. Outcome, submission or invasion. This is freedom. This is sovereignty. This is the international order where everyone is potentially next.